Yes, people, before I get into it, I just want to say this. After this video, a day or two later, there will be an Ao Tanaka tactical breakdown showing everything I explain in this video. I can't wait to do that, so please watch out for that one. But yeah, let's get into this. A little different style. I'm going to do... I want to talk about someone, a player. You know who it is. You've seen the title. You've seen the thumbnail. The first game I watched of Tanaka was against Hansa Rostock in the Bundesliga 2 in the 21-22 season. Got a goal and assist. I remember I was doing my uni work. It was on YouTube. The game was on YouTube. It's been streamed on YouTube. And since I watched that game, I went, this guy's very good. And since then, he's improved and he's got better and he's become more a mature player. He's fairly young then, obviously, about 22, 23. And then obviously last year, when we got relegated, I'm thinking, you know, he's a perfect player. Been watching him since that time. And every time they played, I've tried to watch highlights of him, or if they were on YouTube live, I wanted to watch him, because sometimes, you know, you watch a player, you see a player and you think, yeah, this is a joke. What am I seeing? There's something about it that you just like. And with him, it was everything you're seeing now. He's better now. Some players need to go the long way around in their career to have the chance to play at the top. Tanaka's that type of person. Obviously played in the Bundesliga 2 in Japan before that. Got that moved to Bundesliga 2 fairly young. Developed his game and really came into his game in the Bundesliga 2. 2 years there, he was brilliant. And then now we're seeing it at Leeds United. And I'm just put a tweet out. I'm so glad people that were not aware of this guy are now loving to watch him, because that is the first thing I said. I can't remember whose show I was on when we signed Tanaka was, you guys are going to love him. And that's it. I've kept quiet about it. I've not tried to be too kind of saying all these amazing things, because to me it's just so expected and it was so normal. I just wanted everyone to see the type of player he is. And now you're seeing it. I don't think I've seen... And you to think about the week he's had. Playing 90 minutes for Japan, then getting a 14-hour flight, having one training session or one recovery session, putting in that 90-minute performance against Sheffield United, having 2 days training, and then putting in that performance, or 3 days training, putting in that performance against an extremely physical Watford side. That's elite. This is what I love about a player like Tanaka. You're looking at his game, you're looking at what he does, and he's just on the ball. He's so calm, and this is the difference between any good player and a player that can reach that next level. Is the brain. It's the IQ. Is he the quickest player? No. Is he the most physical? No. Is he the strongest? No. Is he the most agile? Probably not. But he's got this. And I mean, he knows the game. He knows exactly what's going on in the game. He knows exactly who's around him. He knows as soon as he gets that ball, or before he gets that ball, he knows the move. He knows where he needs to take the ball and where to put it. He plays with a brain. He plays with his mind. So he doesn't need these amazing physical attributes, because he's got them in here. People try to press him. People try to tame him. People try to, mark him out the game and keep him quiet. There's a time in a game where that won't happen. He'll break through it. There'll be times in games where he's getting used to the physicality of the league, getting used to the shape, the system, obviously the language as well, getting used to signals and signs and shouts and what they mean and what that means and stuff like that. But in the game against Watford, which I'm talking about here, after his unbelievable performance against Sheffield United, there was a struggle in the first half after them first initial 10-15 minutes where we weren't quite getting on grips with the Watford side. They really grew into it physically. Aaron and the Georgian guy in the middle in the 10, I don't want to say his name, I don't want to butcher it, really good, really strong physical players, and we weren't quite marking them. And that is something about Tanaka's game that, although I think he made 14 recoveries, it's something in his game that he is improving and has improved. I think last year he played a little deeper for Fortuna Dusseldorf, and he improved that side of it, and that's that defensive side of it. That's that positional awareness defensively. But even if he's not a guy who loves defending, like I said, he plays with a brain. so he understands the role and where the guys might run and where the recovery run needs to be, for example. So it's truly impressive. I'm truly happy that this player is coming to Leeds United and he's hit the ground running, basically. You know, I got people tweeting me, ironically, a few weeks into when he hadn't played yet, messaging me saying, "Oh, Tanaka played well." Patience. These guys are professional footballers. I went heavy on Tanaka, scout report, everything about him. I said about this guy because he's just someone I just think is really good at football at the end of the day. Someone who brings more than just a good physical profile and technical profile. Someone who excels up here mentally. His game IQ is an absolute joke. And that's why I think he's transferable even higher. I don't think that's wild. I think a lot of this team, there is good competition there for if we did get promoted and all this stuff. And there's a lot of positions where you need to strengthen. Midfield we need to strengthen. But he could transfer because he's got the brain. He can play in any league in the world because he's got the brain for it. You look at, I'm not comparing him to these guys, by the way. Obviously, there's levels to this. But you look at the way Busquets played football. You look at the way Iniesta played football. Even Calvin Phillips and Bielsa to an extent. Not the most physical profiles in terms of speed, agility, even pace. But the game played around them. They dictate the game. They dictate the tempo of each game. They dictated it. And that's what Tanaka does. In that second half, when we were struggling, we were under the cosh, they were finding spaces, and that's, again, a midfield partnership. That is something we do need to fix as a team without this defensive player at this point. Hopefully he comes in. But what happened when we made the subs and we got to grips with the game, we started to win our physical duels, Naka's tempo stepped up. And in doing that, the tempo of the team stepped up. People were panicking. They were clearing the ball instead of looking for a pass. They were making run decisions. They were going long into their defenders' heads, instead of to feet. And Tanaka just calmed it down. And he was making combinations deep. And he was driving with the ball up the pitch because that was required to lift the game, to lift the energy, to lift the tempo. He did that. And I like to do these videos. People that have been here for a few years know I like to talk about individuals sometimes because that's what I love about football. The individual person, how they work, how they are good at the game, right? And I've done work for some people about, profiles of midfielders and how to be a good midfielder. And the case study I used is Ao Tanaka because he plays with this. You can teach people so many things. But if a player's not a physical player, if a player's not necessarily a technical player, it's hard to really deeply coach a player to be big and strong so it doesn't affect their game, to be a runner, to be quick. Obviously, technically, and you can work in the gym, but there's a limit to that. But you can teach people how to see the game and how to develop the game. But it's down to them to listen and take in the information. And for whatever reason, whether that's himself or he's just a good listener and he takes everything in, Ao Tanaka sees the game. And I think at this level, or at any level, a player with decent attributes who can see the entire game can fit in any side. Genuinely. Can have a role in any team. Because what else do you need? He might not be the most flashy. He might not be the... But the thing is about that, though, about being flashy. At Leeds United, we appreciate... We love a midfielder, right? We've had legendary midfielders in the past. We love a midfielder. And he's got that grit. He's got that determination defensively as well, which we like. There's similarities in that perspective to Calvin Phillips and why we loved Calvin Phillips. He's a brilliant player. He's a player who still get better in this league. Still get better in this team. I have absolutely no doubt that Tanaka will play at a very high level. I hope that's with us. People might say I'm overhyping him. I'm not. Look, I could have done this straight away, but I want to just wait and see and let people, watch before I really went. No, this guy is unbelievable. 3 million quid we paid for him. I was crying for him last year. I really wanted him last year. And now we've got him. I'm genuinely just so happy. There's nothing better than when you've watched a player for a long time You know, like a Christmas gift when, you know, you got someone a gift and they don't know what it is until they open it, and then you're waiting for the reaction when they open it. It's like that. You know what I mean? Like everyone's seeing it now, and people are buzzing for it. It's great. It is really great. And he's a key cog in our team, and he's a key part of why we will go up. It's Ao Tanaka. So yeah, genuinely, the football's a strange thing, and there's too many kind of situations where if a player doesn't play straight away or isn't great straight away, it's a waste of money. People start to look at the league they're playing in. Oh, he's not played at this level. People were saying when we got him from Bundesliga 2, he's not played at a good level. And that's something the recruitment team looking at the level going, the level doesn't matter. Because the level of his performance won't drop because he doesn't play necessarily football with his physicality. He plays it with his brain. And no matter what level you're at, you've got the brain, you adapt to it, right? You're smarter than, you see the game more than anyone around you. No matter what level you're at, you know? And that's what he does. And that's why he would work for us. That's why, for me personally, he'd work for us in the Premier League. Because he has that. He sees everything. He reads everything. He scans endlessly. A good midfielder scans. They need to know what's around them. They need to be aware of the space. So as soon as before they even get that ball, they know exactly where they're going with it. But yeah, that's it. I'm just really impressed with the player. I'm going to do more of these just as little like in-between game videos, just talking about individuals. For a few weeks now, I'm seeing an absolute masterclass from Ao Tanaka and different performances as well. Slightly different. A bit more grittier this one against an extremely physical team. A very, very physical team. And he stepped up to the mark. After the week he had, the travelling and the international break, the amount of training, there's more to come from this guy. Much more. So yeah, I'm very happy. The game was the game. Honestly, people, you know, you guys know that I've been here for a while. Most of my coaching experience, I've been around a team, either an analyst or a coach. Most games are like that. You go up, you drop a bit. They have chances, they come into it. But the better team sees out in the end. That's kind of what happened. There's a period where I was like, oh, they're at us here. We adapted to it. We kind of dealt with that. Over it, we understood the roles more. We started to win our battles. We got hold of the ball more due to Tanaka, part of that. And we came into the game. And honestly, I've got a desk here. My feet were up. Last 20 minutes. I was, just because I've seen that performance style so much, even at Leeds and obviously personal football teams, that I was all right. I didn't feel like, I genuinely, after that first 10 minutes, the second half, I genuinely didn't feel like they'd get another one. I thought we were fine. We dealt, after they got past Firpo once or twice, after that, we dealt with it. They start to go long. When they start to go long and don't really play their game anymore, my brain was like, right, we're all right here. We start to win the second balls. We dictate the tempo a bit more. We got in and created more chances. Genuinely, I was all right. Good team, though. Very physical side. And we do struggle against physical sides, historically. Well, recently historic. So, good test. I didn't think it would be easy. Never is. Should have been, the way we started, but that's the way it is. That's football. I just wanted to do this video. Hope everyone appreciates it. And this is a glazing, so let me know in the comments about your opinions on Tanaka. And look, he'll have games where he's not great. He'll have games where he doesn't play great. He's not going to be perfect every game. He's a footballer, he's a human being. There'll be games that don't suit him. There'll be games where he gets beaten by the other midfield. That will happen. And with Calvin Phillips, it happened with Matthias Klick. Tyler Adams, when he was really good for Leeds for a point, it happened then. And we could go back. It happens. But what a talent. £3 million.